good afternoon. I miss Kekwaptua. Sorry, Robin Kekwaptua. So used to introducing myself to the kids. But I am a reading specialist here at Sholo Junior High and as a part of the Sholo School District. My role as a leading literacy specialist or reading specialist is to provide you with help in the areas of literacy which contains reading and writing. I'm here to provide information. I'm here to give you guidance. I'm here to observe and give you feedback. Should you want it, should you need it, I'm here as a resource for you, the literacy teachers. Okay, so with that being said, you know how you can reach out. You know, if you are stuck, go ahead and come ask me. That's my expertise. Okay, so with that being said, again, we're going to go into what we need to talk about today, which are the 5 major components of reading and their connections to writing. And I also have some strategies for you to use in your classroom, as well as a couple of resources, and we'll talk about progress monitoring as well. Okay, let's get into it. So our First and foremost, our basis of reading, phonics. Okay, our first component, of course, is always going to be phonics when it comes to reading. Phonics is that sound mapping, which means basically creating the connection between a sound and a written letter, sound and a written word. What does it say? That's our basis. That's our basis of reading, and that's also a base component of writing. If I cannot connect my sounds and my letters, I am not going to be able to write. That is creating that alphabetic principle. Okay, some strategies to help with phonics and creating that awareness are using songs, poems, nursery rhymes, hand games to create that repetition of sound, to show visually that this sound connects to this letter through that repetition. That's a great source. Another, our second component of reading would be the phonemic awareness, which is just an in-depth part of the sound mapping, which would be working with more phonemes like your blends and your consonant sounds and how they change, as well as working with syllables and really putting that whole word together. This works with reading through like sounding out your words, which also looks at writing through spelling. So if I can't sound out a word, I cannot spell. Okay, some phonemic awareness things that we can work on, strategies to work on. I like to use the Easter egg method where I build words, or Lego method, building words, using sounds, writing the letters on the words, and building them via syllable, via blend, whatever it is you're working on at that time. Our next component would be vocabulary, which is the acquisition of words and their meaning. Okay, when we acquire a word, that's added up to our vocabulary bank, and we understand what it means and we can use it. And of course, when it goes back to writing, that's just your content. What am I going to say? What am I going to write down? That's vocabulary. Okay. When we work with vocabulary, we can do a lot of different things. Some of my favorite things at a lower level is bringing in short stories and working with them in different ways. And some of the ways that I found we can use short stories is creating the visual, bringing visual context. You can also bring in physical context, having the oral piece. So having those differentiated pieces when you're reading that short story. Okay, and then moving into fluency, which is the next part, but it's actually the speed and accuracy of reading the words. Okay, that means that we move beyond decoding. We no longer have to decode. We are no longer working about those basics. We can read, but how fast and how accurate is that? And working with fluency, I love to use readers, online readers, and students recording themselves, just like I am, recording and listening back. And then also you could record yourself and give examples of how that's supposed to sound, just to build their fluency, and so they have a guide up to where they are. Another part of fluency that I found useful is incorporating typing games, because how fast they are able to read the word on the screen and type it, that really creates that fluidity there with their reading and leads right up to comprehension. If they no longer have to worry about decoding, they are able to comprehend. Reading comprehension, understanding what they are reading, and really engaging in that reading, then that's that final step. That's when you know your students are readers. They are master readers. To help with comprehension, one thing I like to do in my upper grades is hold Socratic circles where we question, we engage, we discuss, and we really delve into the book or story that we are reading at that time. Okay. In order to move through these different components, we also have to look at progress monitoring. Here are three of the most common ways that we keep monitoring our progress of our students. Remember, we shouldn't move on to another component if they have not yet mastered one. So the very first thing would be phonics screeners. Finding the right one for your school will take work, and will take time with your literacy specialist to find that one that's going to fit your students and fit what you guys are working for. Secondly would be fluency readers. Not all fluency readers are timed, but majority of them are. It's not usually a favorite of teachers, but it's something that helps with creating that speed and that accuracy with the text. And then with comprehension, of course, comprehensive question sets, retells, summaries, different things like that help you really look at that data as my student understanding what they're reading. An online resource that's great for reading comprehension would be ReadWorks. ReadWorks gives you an article, gives you stories, and it has a comprehensive question set, which also can be dialed down to specific skills within your reading standards, which is really great because not only are you hitting comprehension, but you're also building a skill that they need in order to move on to the next grade. And it also has a writing component that you can throw in there if you want to, but it's really a really great source. I would recommend that. Something I use every day in my classes. With that being said, I hope you got some great information and you have a great day.